Well, hey there, my name is Heidi Cole and I am an entrepreneur, business owner, certified coach, trainer, and speaker, and coming to you today to talk to you about calendar balance. I don't know about you, but that was one of the biggest things that I struggled with in my business and career for a really long time, between work, my full-time job, between my new venture that I was seeking after, between family and kids and volunteer, and how do you do it all and still be successful in growing a business without losing your mind. So I wanted to come to you today and just share some different tips. I have a lot of people ask, how do you keep control of the calendar so that you don't burn yourself out? Because you never want to reach burnout mode, right? So I'm going to share just some simple tips and suggestions and things that I follow on a regular basis and have taught others along that same journey that have been extremely helpful and successful for a variety of different entrepreneurs and business owners. And so the first thing is ask yourself, why are you doing your business? Why are you what are you seeking after? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you looking to gain from doing this business? Whether it's a network marketing business, whether it's a direct sales business, or whether it is a brick and mortar business, what's the purpose? And that's going to help you, number one, determine and set your priorities, right? Because when we know why we're doing something, it becomes pretty clear on our priorities and where we need to set our time frame and where we need to set our daily to-dos, right? And we get excited about doing them because we know that by continuously doing these things, you're going to have an outcome based on your desires and dreams and vision, right? The next thing that I really encourage and suggest is, once you know your vision, once you know why you're doing what you do, then you go ahead and you pull out the handy dandy calendar, right? Whether it is hard copy or whether it's electronic. I actually use both. I love to actually write down and map out my daily and my monthly, or my daily, my weekly, and my monthly activities so that I can actually see it. And then I put my major appointments, my meetings, in my electronic calendar. And that just helps me. I have an alarm that pops up and reminds me, several minutes prior to the event coming up or to the appointment coming up, and then it keeps it in front of me. But when I'm mapping it out and scheduling things in, I actually still love to do a hard copy. So whether it is, no matter what kind of business or company you're in, I suggest highlighters. And so I suggest 3 colored highlighters, and I'm just going to again share with you what I do. So I use pink for family days and my priority days, right? So those days that I'm not going to be working my side hustle, my side gig. And I think it's extremely important we put our family days in first, because typically we're doing this business, this side thing, or this thing that we're growing into a profitable business, a residual income. We're growing it to be a career, usually, or that really good extra income. So you need to put family priorities in first. Then the second color that I use is blue, and those are meeting days. So whether you have a meeting with if you work a full-time job and you've got those obligations, you want to pencil those things in, and so I highlight those with blue. If you've got meetings or events scheduled with your other business, you want to go ahead and put those in, because the more you go out and learn, the more you go out and earn, the more you become educated, the more you build that confidence. And so those are extremely important that you stay engaged with those on a weekly basis, because that's your fuel, that's your fire, that's what's going to encourage you, that's what's going to get you through those humps when maybe things aren't going as great, or that's when you're going to bring the energy to that event or to that meeting because business is going so well. So when the meeting or when the business maybe isn't going the way you want, you need the meeting or the get together. When business is going stellar, it needs you. So go through and mark those days off. Then the third color I highly recommend is green. And green is the day, are the days that you're gonna go out and actually make money with your side hustle, with your side business, and work it consistently. Whether it is, daily, whether it is as far as going out and setting appointments, going out and showing your product, whatever that is, you want to get those points in on a consistent basis. If you have got little ones at home, how do you balance that? And so some things that I found that when I was working my full-time job, and again, I was working about 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week, and then I was doing my side business 2 and 3 times a week minimum, because I knew that there was an out at the end. I knew that I wasn't going to have to go that pace forever, that it was going to be for a short sprint or a short run, if you will, because I knew exactly why I was doing this business, and I had my set dates and goals and when I wanted to hit what with it, and so it made it worth it. So when I started this business, I had little ones. They were 3 years old and an infant. And so what would I do when I needed to work and get on the phone and set appointments and be on the phone, which social media makes it so much easier today? What I would actually do is I had very specific toys that the kids were able to play with as they got older and whatnot. And these toys or these extracurricular things only got done or pulled out when I needed to be on the phone and setting appointments and working with my customers or clients. And so then the kids, instead of always coming to me when I was on the phone, right? It's like they disappear and you never hear from them, and you're like, what's going on? Where are they? And then as soon as you get on that phone, boom, they're there, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, you haven't needed me or wanted me for all of this time, and now you're here. And so by pulling these toys out only when I needed to be on the phone or meeting people one-on-one, if they were coming over to my office, those toys got pulled out. And then when I was done, those toys got put away. So then the kids actually became excited when I had to work in the office or get on the phone, because they knew that those specific toys or extracurricular things got to be done at that time. So that might be a very helpful tip, or we've found that to be a very helpful tip for our moms and for our people who have little ones. Okay. And then the final thing that I want to share with you is consistency. Yes, that also helps with your calendar balance. When you do things on a consistent basis, it makes it a rhythm. You get into a system of what you're going to do. So whether you set specific days and those are specific activities, that's one thing you can do. Or whether you set what we call power hours, where you literally set an alarm clock for 1 hour. And all of those things that you do during that time are income producing activities. So reaching out to clients, setting appointments, whether you're scheduling them to see your product or your service, whether it is to talk to them about your opportunity, whether it is working with your team members, right, and engaging them and helping them prospect and reach out to clients to see their products or services, and so on. So income producing activities during that time slot. And also find the minutes that you can work your business. You don't need to sit down for hours at a time to get a lot accomplished. What we find is actually by blocking minutes, so half an hour increments, 1 hour increments, and diligently doing those things, you will get 2 to 3 times more accomplished in short bursts of time versus if you were to sit down for 3 and 4 hours at one time. So those are some extremely helpful and successful tips on how do you control or balance your calendar so that you can have more time, more freedom, but gain ground and get momentum going in your business that you are looking to grow and to flourish and to make an impact on others. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Looking forward to you commenting on this video what your takeaways were and how you are putting it to use and to practice. So here is to becoming bolder, brighter, and better than what you were yesterday.